to the sounds of and you're listening to the sounds of the great one himself, the M.E.L.E. all Melly Welly, and I do it something like this here. I used to be a criminal, it was subliminal, a product of economics, political, criminal lies with the guy vandalized in a high lies the prize for being streetwise, a young buck. I'm pressing my thug. What the fuck?
Good morning. How's everything? Alright, Morpheus, Captain, hope you're going to behave. Sky Church. Hope you're all good.
I started rapping in the New York dialect. You know what I'm saying? I want this physic. This on the Rizzo. Wizard of Sizzle. Mizine, cuisine on the sizzing like a Fizzo. Blizzick, like a busy. Yo, you don't like it? Sizz up my dizzy. Boy, they give me more. I'm tired of being poor. Hardcore, fast draw, open door, or a bloody floor. I got an attitude. I like wildin'. Like it's serious. Cause motherfucker, I ain't smiling.
You're going to have a good Friday.
I'm pumping like an oil well. M.E.L. Melly Mel, I'm quick and kicking like I'm a karate flick. A lot of people don't like me, like get off my dick. I'm swelling, dwelling, belling, propelling, excelling, the felon, the smelling, yelling, telling, no shelling, gelling, my clientele selling like a melon. Discovered rap like a Ferdinand Magellan, no Columbus, Pizarro, the Leon, or Marco Polo. I'm not a weasel boy, a diesel, cop, bolo, mechanic, manic, pneumatic, depressive, defeated, repletes with Adidas. I'm excessively living, sweating, you be betting, cold working, depression, it's concession.
You weren't even blocked, Captain. I tried to tell you.
Listen, you better count your blessings, meditate, wait, you better pray on. I'm outside the house, maxing out, I'm gonna lay on you. Cause I'm a chiller, the thriller from a thriller, like a tiller. I get ill, don't take a pill, I'm a killer. The sprayer, I'm the stone cold player. The senator, governor, the president, I'm the mayor. The judge and the jury, always live at large. And now I'm passing out a verdict. Guilty as charged. Check this out, I got 1 million of them, check it out. I'm the greatest invention I can mention.
Yes, eventful stream over Vellies. Quite interesting what somebody said over there. Shows hypocrisy of people, innit? Hey. So anybody wants to come on, just come on. Captain, remember, be careful what you say. So I'm going to give you one more last chance. I'm rocking steady, cause I'm ready for Betty, Freddy, Teddy, and Eddie. Don't get petty, now come on, you put the rum on, you got some on, fellas, you come put some on, better hum on the mic, stall all night, right, recite what I write. You might think you can write, but it's quite light in the ass, pass the gas, fading fast, tooth in the wind, a minute before it might last. Cut the shake, bake, flaking, and taking it, raking, and breaking, and quaking, no faking, no forsaking, and rating, and waiting, make dating, and stating, and syncopating. Hi, Tino, links on the top. Right, anybody want to come in? The link's on the top. Hi, Tina.
I'm great. That's right. Anybody can take that any way they want. You see, you come one at a time, you come all at once. You might pop strong game, but do nothing but punk. When you see me on the stage, I ain't gonna be wildin'. But guess what? Motherfucker, I ain't smiling.
Here we go. Late night chat. Whoever wants to come on. I'm not doing the ones. I'm just going to leave it here. Anybody wants to come on? Come on.
Right, I'm here. 16 in the house. Anybody wants to come and have a free open debate or carry on from the debate from the other show, just come on, pop in. Let's get this going. So if anybody wants to come on, that would be great. If I'm sure someone will come in and that. And people might be tired because it is. I have come on a late one. I don't know, Tina, if you're up for it. Captain, if you want to redeem yourself, come and hit the link. Scotty, still not yet. Okay. Yeah. So, right. Saturday the 13th. Did you? Well, come on, let me your view about it, Tina. Yeah. If somebody just comes on for 5 minutes, then people will know we've got a show running, and other people will come on the panel. So I just need one to set it off with me. I think Rodney's sleeping it off. Most probably Miss Archie's gonna sleep. It's a late one. Oh, sorry, Tina. I know, it's actually awful, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Tina. I'm sorry for your loss. So, I know it must be hard, Tina. Very hard. This lockdown thing. I can't see why people just couldn't go to their funeral if it's outside, and just even if they could just stand outside if it's in a with the other place. Everybody can spread it out. I think they're just getting wrong. But I bet the top officials would be allowed to go, Tina, eh? So come on, Katie, come on. Just come on, see what you've got to say. Come on. Oh, special guest is here tomorrow, Frank Bruno. Captain. Frank Bruno's coming for a chat today. Oh, right, Tina. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Really am. Really am. Absolutely awful. More coming in. 19. Yeah, I bet you are. Very, very difficult time, Tina. Yeah. You're entitled to be in a funny mood, my mate. So, there's a few topics, eh? Firstly, before we start this stream, I'm going to say big up Captain Rambo and big up Lady D. That's all I'm going to say. Big up them two. And it's very good. Nice to just, calling out things like they did. So big up them two. Yeah. Do you know what, Tina? Words I can't find, mate. Words I can't find, Nothing much. Hey! Oh, come on, Michelle. Come on. You done really well yesterday. Come on. Come on. You're going to be my regular panelist. Come on. Jump on for 10 minutes. Come on. Just for 10 minutes, Michelle. You done really well yesterday. Come on, mate. That'd be good. Come on for 5 minutes. If I've got somebody on the panel, then people will listen and come over. Come on, girl. You can be my regular panelist now. Sky, she apologised. And that's it. She's apologised. Just a couple of things were called out on. Come on, Michelle. Nothing can't stop you from talking. I'll tell you, Morpheus. I think I'm -2 here. Oh, -1. -1 here. Phil, you're in. Sorry, I don't know why I called you Morpheus. Yeah, -1 here, mate. Oh, yeah, Tina, let's get back to your question. Hi, mate. Oh, hello, mate. Thank you for coming over. I'm glad you have like and subscribed, mate. You're very welcome. You're very welcome here, mate. Where you been? I haven't seen you around the streets for a while. Carnito, IBN, Donkey Fucker. Fucking names you lot come out with. Crease me up. Yeah, teenager. Just a couple of things that made me smile, actually. Captain had a go at someone, and Lady D said it as it is for about another one. Yeah, it doesn't help with the wind, Phil, you in. I'm good, mate, and you? I haven't seen you in the other streams, mate. You're normally around in valleys a lot, don't you? If you've been having a break. Anyway, mate, welcome. And spread the word, mate, like streams after the main streams, mate. So some good topics coming in. And yeah. Yes, it was. I don't want to mention the names of the day he had a rant at, said it as it is about, and put it this way, it put a smile on my face, and I thought I was, oh, are you? What did you get barred for? Oh, that's unusual for him to bar anyone. I'm the one on the barring, mate. Oh, hello, Frida. He's in the house. Blimey,
I've
Frida,
had,
you still alive? Still awake, are you, Frida?
yeah, I work. I've been on night shift this week, so this is my. I'm wide awake. When did I finish? Finished at midnight. I went on. Well, I was at backstage on Belly's.
Sorry, mate. Highly educated guess. Go on,
Yeah.
mate. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, I've not interrupted another conversation, have I? Last time this
No, no,
happened.
no, no. I was just saying hello to someone. I'm just addressing the
Hey,
chat.
I'll just say anyone who was on Belly's, Raj was on Belly's, and he's, you know, that Triller who he knocks about with
Yeah,
our
yeah,
defence.
yeah, yeah.
Well, and he was in the live chat, and he was saying, people were saying, "Oh, look what Triller's saying," and he was saying, "No, that's not the real Triller." Now, me and Triller jumped on with Banksy, but it
I
was
heard
like
the
last,
end of it. Yeah.
yeah, it was like last time. I brought up Sadiq Khan and his this new committee he's got to pull down statues. If you want to know who's on that committee, look at Maya Tusis. One of them is someone who stormed, I don't know if it was Buckingham Palace or something, but he was literally feet away from the Queen, and he's shouting out that Britain should apologise for the slavery, etc. And
Who done
so we know
that?
where he stands on politics. And Maya Tusi actually pointed out that successive British governments have apologised for it. And then there's another one who's on his committee, who's a black woman who's on record of saying that she hates Britain and everything it stands for. And these people are going to be decide. So we were discussing that anyway. We were discussing that, and Triller, we didn't realise we wasn't live. Triller's on there, and it was the real Triller. My word, he had some interesting things to say. Banksy dropped off, and then Banksy said, "Hang about, lads, we're not even live." So he says, "I'm going to call it a night," and then Triller was just digging in at me, like about Winston Churchill, how he was an evil man, etc. And I was like, I ended up leaving. He's probably talking to himself still now, because he was coming out with the same old anti-Churchill rhetoric, and I was like saying to him, "Look, I don't care what he said. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be alive, pal." As someone with
Well,
brown
that's
skin,
what I say.
you won't be
That's what I
alive.
say. Yeah, I think Triller, I don't know if he's a Sikh or not.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, Raj keeps defending him, and I've actually unsubscribed from Raj's channel because he's like I say, that experience on Wendy Woos. I mean, when I came on here and he's I thought, when I was on with Manny Cinder and he took exception to me referring to certain people as Asians, and I said, well, I'd love to use this, and I didn't say the word, I said the P word, and then Raj made a big thing of that, so I thought, stuff you, I'm not supporting you anymore. I'll just unsubscribe from your channel. But actually, I think Raj is it weren't just this Triller guy. I'm seeing Raj defending him, and then I also saw on Aspects some old Sikh who was on there saying that he's got autism and he's got Asperger's and he's not a good representation of a Sikh, and how Sikhs want to stand with Muslims, etc.
Who said that?
I'm like thinking to myself, Raj really needs to wake up, because these, he says he's not religious, but he's not. He doesn't have the same opinion as them, but this Triller guy's like going on about it's not a big thing about Churchill having racist. And I said to Triller, I said, if I went to India and sprayed "fuck India, I love Britain" on the Taj Mahal, how would you feel about that? Because that's the same feeling that when you've got a Marxist movement controlled by white people pushing black people, going round setting the cenotaph on fire and spraying racist on Churchill. I don't see how that. I don't. And he's, that's a different thing. That Churchill was a bastard. Blah blah blah. And I kept saying to him, if it weren't for Churchill, you won't be alive, son. And he says, well, you can't say that. Yes, I can say that because if Hitler won the war, everyone would be speaking German and would be walking around with blonde hair, blue eyes, and white
Well,
skin.
do you know what? Do you know what with Raj? Yeah, I think you should subscribe back to him. I'll tell you why. Yeah, Raj will come out with something. Most probably agree with some things with you. Yeah, because he's disagreed with you with the once. If you listen to, he's quite fair on his with these sort of stuff. Yeah. I think you will find you would agree with you with the Churchill statue, even though what's happened in India. Yeah. But I think you would find Raj would agree with you with the Churchill statue.
Yeah, I mean, if you could get the message to him, but Raj was like, "Oh, that's
He
not for
might
the old
pop
children."
over. He might pop over.
Yeah.
He-
I mean, Raj was saying on Billy's, that's not for the old Triller in the chat, but I can tell you it was, and Banksy can back me up because he came on the stream and it was.
I think we say this at sometimes when you don't hear certain things from people, you don't expect because there's a lot of clones at the moment, and
we was having a good conversation about Sadiq Khan, and then Banksy dropped off, but then this Triller's going on about. It was very anti-British sentiments that I'm hearing yet again, and yeah, it's not from someone who's a Muslim; it's from someone who claims to be a Sikh. So, people are talking about how people are joining Mark Collett's not a party. Mark Collett's not even right wing. He's a left wing National Socialist, so I'll never join him. But I'd never join the National Front either. They're the same cup of tea. But I know my party's certainly had a lot of members join last year, and we're not an outrageous party, though. We're just common sense centre-rights. But it speaks truthfully about Islam, and that's where people start saying, "Oh, it's far right."
Do you think Khan get it back in? I think he will because of the money backing. To be honest
Definitely.
with you.
It's like I was saying to Triller before he got toxic, because he had this beef about Churchill, and he's like saying to me, well, it was like someone else on Twitter today. They were saying to me, this guy on Twitter, obviously a lefty, and I'd posted the video of Maya Tusi, and he said, could you show me any evidence of Sadiq Khan pulling a statue down? And I said, well, actually, last summer after Black Lives Matter struck, there was 2 statues that got removed. One was in London Docks. He's obviously gone and researched it, and then he's come back to me and said, oh, well, actually, that was the land it was owned on, and it's been put in some museum. And I said,
well, there's evidence he's pocketed 600,000 from the housing money to build his own building on a piece of land. There's evidence of that, and I know his own community don't want him in as mayor now. Yeah, because how he's let everything go to pot in London. Yeah, he could say, "Oh yeah, the police force has been cut down." Yeah, right, it has, but you had money to add on to the police force. Yeah. But you've chose not to use it. You've chose to spend money, millions of pounds on a firework display. Or do you know what I mean? Me personally, he's just a corrupted git, to be honest with you. And as soon as they get him out, the better for the sake of all Londoners. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, his own community will suffer in the end through him. Yeah, he just hasn't got a clue what he's doing.
Yeah, I'll just address a comment by Captain to keep him happy. I've just seen it in the. It's put. Why does everyone think that FNATs are NDASAP National Socialists? England, Streets, Finney, and I are not National Socialists, for fuck's sake. Well, Captain, Streets and England aren't National Socialists. I think Vinny is, but that's just my opinion. I don't think you are. I just think you're a bit confused. But the people who are claiming to be FNATs
Mm.
are actually National Socialists. The evidence is there, and any form of socialism, including National Socialism, is left wing. The only reason Adolf Hitler was referred to as the far right, and the term the far right was invented when Adolf Hitler, after the war, etc., was because the furthest left on the political compass is communism. Stalin was a communist. The furthest left, far left, the furthest left you can go on the political compass is communism.
And that's why you got the Red Green Alliance, haven't you? The Red Green
Yeah.
Alliance is coming up. Yeah.
But Hitler was a socialist, which is still left wing, but not as left wing as communism. So Hitler was further to the right as Stalin, but he was still left wing. But the term
Do you
came
know
about.
what?
The
Do you
term
know
came
what,
about
Danny?
far right because they were further to the right, because Hitler was further to the right than Stalin, and that's the only reason why.
Do you know what, Danny? I watched the film The Black Panthers the other night, right? Because I couldn't sleep. And do you know what really split that party up in the end? Because communists got into it. Yeah. And do you know what? It would have been a good wholesome group, that would have been, till communists actually took over it. Now people seem to think Malcolm X was a communist, but he wasn't. He didn't care about all that. He cared about having equality for his people. Do you know what I mean? So that's what ruined the Black Panther Party, you know, because it was getting big and they were getting somewhere with it. But then
Black. Oh, you're talking about a film. I was going to say Black Panthers. You're not talking about that organisation that marches around London.
No, well, it's the same thing, isn't it? It's the communists have taken over from it, and they, which is a shame because I do feel the black community around the big cities need to be somebody to speak for them, because they are suffering, right? You got the government are not dealing with the knife problem, right? So everybody's losing their loved ones through it, by stupidness. They're not doing up the areas in London, and it's only for certain communities they're doing it for. And it does seem like the black community do get left behind at the bottom, and I honestly believe it. You only got to look around Hackney and places like that. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham. It's just like, but if you go to other areas of the other communities, money's been put in to it, and I think it's unfair. And they do need a good spokesperson for them. And I do believe there's a lot of them in the black community are peaceful. And what ballsed it up was the communists again taking over, thinking, we'll use them and call people racist. And it's just for their own agendas, really. So it seems like they sort of infiltrated them groups,
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it now that the left are the ones who are racist. I mean, I consider myself to be on the right, but Forbidden isn't a right-wing party. I'd say it's centre-right. But I'm not a political absolutist. If I say this is what Forbidden's like, you see, you can't really pin it down whether on the political compass, because some policies you'll think, oh, that's left, and then you'll think, oh, that's right. Immigration, it's right wing. But on other policies, other quite left. So it's this political compass thing's kind of disappeared now. And if you look at Forbidden Manifesto, you just have a look, and like I read it and think, oh, well, that's a good policy. And then I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's left wing, But I mean, the main thing that like I said, you look at that video Maya Tusi did today, and he shows who's on his committee. I mean, someone who stormed in and got feet away from the Queen, screaming out anti-British sentiments, wanting her to apologise, calling her a disgrace. It looked like it. I don't know if it was in Buckingham Palace. Don't know how he got in, but he's on this committee that's going to decide on statues, etc. It's not. I was surprised by the guy who replied to me on Twitter, like sort of saying, "Oh," as though he was dumb to it, and I'm like, he was obviously a lefty, but I thought it's not new news. This is it. You know what I mean? This new committee that's going to address the statues and whatnot. But could you imagine?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
are you that surprised you got an answer like that though, mate? Really? Are you that surprised? Come
well,
on.
mate,
Yeah.
I really use Twitter. I really do really use Twitter. So
You know
maybe
what?
he was thinking he's speaking to a bigger
I
audience. But
don't
I
get
literally
Twitter.
do one tweet a month or something. I normally use I use Facebook definitely and VK a lot more than
Oh,
Twitter. I
VK's the
find
best.
Twitter's a bit
I
of an
really
echo
like.
chamber.
I really like VK. You get a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of information on there, which you can't get anywhere else. And
I've only been
Twitter,
on a few months. I'm surprised because I think I've got on Facebook. I've been on for years, and I've got about
oh God,
I've got 600 and odd I've got 600 and odd friends on Facebook, but
mm.
on VK I've only been on it a few months, and I don't send friend requests. And
They'll come to
all of a
you.
sudden I've got about 600 friends, and it's kind of like a centre right. You know, everyone who thinks the same
Oh,
as
do you
I
know
would
what? Do you
politically
know what?
all seem
Do you
to
know what,
jump on.
Danny? I had to take off the notifications because I say each day I was getting about 30 requests.
Yeah.
I've got over like, I don't know,
It's freedom of
1,200
speech for
people on the
VK, isn't
list.
it?
Hey?
Yeah. It's like freedom of speech. I mean, sometimes I got a 90-day ban. When was it? Last year. I'd shared Tommy Robinson getting some award in Denmark at the Danish Parliament, and I'd shared it on my wall and two other pages that I'm admin on, and I got a 90-day
They
ban,
are
and I thought,
starting to
Christ.
censor, Danny. They are starting to censor. I know a few people have had their accounts suspended.
Yeah, I weren't aware that if you show a Tommy Robinson video, that's like an instant 30-day ban. I know now.
Oh, no, yeah, it wasn't from the
Richard
start,
Inman
though.
too. Richard Inman's the same. If you show a video on Richard Inman's, it's like an
I
instant
know, it's
30-day ban. And
ridiculous, isn't it?
Richard Inman's not exactly a big name, you know what I mean? I know him from UKIP, but it's not
Good
like Tommy
speaker,
Robinson.
actually.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
it's
you.
good.
I've got a
I'm
lot of
just saying
respect
it's
for him, actually.
most people I know who aren't in politics, if I said the word Tommy Robinson, they know what I'm talking about. If I said Richard Inman, they'd be like, who? You know what I mean?
Too army, really, is he? That doesn't surprise me. Lister spearheading the removal of the statues. Oh, right.
Could you imagine the shitstorm, boys? You see, the way I think about it is this. Sadiq Khan, like I said, he's setting up a committee that's obviously going to want to pull down every single statue and rename every single street name. Now, when Black Lives Matter attacked Churchill and Cenotaph, it boiled my piss, and I was straight down there. I know.
I don't
Anne-Marie
think you're.
Waters,
I don't think you
the leader for Britain, went down there too.
Yeah, but
I think
Danny, I
Pogo.
don't think he get the authority to get Churchill taken down. I'm telling you now.
No, it doesn't matter. Any statue. See, there was an army of thousands when Black Lives Matter attacked.
So is he going to ask for the
Nelson
Nelson Mandela statue to go? Then is he? Is he asking for that?
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, when he starts pulling statues down and renaming streets, I won't stand for it, and I live in Yorkshire. And there was an army of. I didn't stand for when they did that to Churchill.
Yeah,
And
but
I
Danny,
went
what
down.
I'm asking is he asking to take down all the statues in London, and is he asking for the Nelson Mandela one to go down as well?
No, it's not all the statues. It's just statues with a British past, British colonial past.
Me personally,
Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela, the terrorist who put rings and burnt people, he'll be okay because he's not part of British heritage. But yeah, Don't know where I'll stand with Churchill, but I mean,
Well, I told
but
you
it's
this would. Do you know
this.
what I said? I said about this, and it's a spiral down, right? And you're going to say I'm crazy. When you knew Biden won over in America, yeah,
Mhm.
that gave Biden got in America. That gave the license for the far left to get their own way on certain things. Yeah.
But if he won't get their own way, you see, like I said, June 13th, thousands went down, patriots and veterans, when Black Lives Matter attacked the cenotaph and Churchill. Any
Well,
statue
no,
that's
we will say Antifa done that. Yeah, I'm gonna say Antifa. Antifa
no,
tried
Black
to.
Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
No, they put themselves as Black Lives Matter, but they're not a part. You know, it was.
Black Lives Matter is a branch of Antifa. The two are the
Yeah,
same.
that's it.
But
Mm.
Sadiq Khan's setting up this committee that's going to decide to pull down loads of statues. The same army of thousands that went down to defend Churchill and the cenotaph.
Mm.
I hope, I will certainly be going. Any statue that he says, right, we've decided to pull this statue down, I'll certainly, and I live in Yorkshire, will be going all the way down to London, and I won't be letting anyone pull any statue down. And I hope there's an army of thousands
Does
that are
that
going to
mean
do the
they're going
same.
to pull down that pedo statue outside the BBC then?
It's Sadiq Khan deciding on the statues. Do you think he's going to
Yeah, but do you
decide
know
to
what I mean?
upset the
You
BBC?
think the first one they would take down would be the one outside the BBC of the paedophile holding a boy naked.
Oh no, Sadiq Khan won't upset the BBC, will he?
Do you know what I mean?
He's after British heritage. He'll be
So
pulling down.
for that, I'm going to go down there and protest against it as well, because the main statue should be pulled down in that city is the one outside the BBC, who was a well-known paedophile in the BBC, who abused children all his life, and they
Yeah,
got a statue of a naked man with a naked child outside the BBC.
yeah,
So that's the first one Sadiq Khan should be taken down out of all of them. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Hi, Steve. Big up yourself, mate.
hey, have you watched that? You'll probably like it. Easy. I suppose. When I joined for Britain I joined last. I left UKIP November. Joined the Brexit Party just for the general election. I joined for Britain in February. Shortly after, I'd been going on. I think I went on buskers a few times, and Glenn Saffer said to Zevo News, "Get in touch with this guy." And all of a sudden, Zevo News were like, "I want a one-on-one."
Do you know what,
interview."
Danny? Do you
I
know
was
what
like,
I decided in my mind? Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not going to join any vote for any other party. What I would like to do, if I ended up winning a load of money, in the Euro millions or something, I would set up a party with everybody with all different backgrounds with the same goal, and I would do that to have a bit of a unity thing. I just don't think, don't matter for Britain and that, don't matter what you say, you're going to get classes alt right. You know what I mean? And
"Oh no, you interrupted me. What I was going to say." I went on Zero News, and I'd got it went on for over an hour. There was one question, and I couldn't answer it, and it was from Katie Jane at Children Matters. So she said, "Where does for Britain stand on forced adoption?" I says, "I don't know. I
yeah,
can't answer it." And since then, I said, "But I said, I don't know. I just said I don't even know. Well, actually, I said to her, look, I don't even know what forced adoption is, to be honest with you. I can't answer it because I don't know much about the subject." I says, "But I will look into it
what?
anyway." The literally I said, "Go on for Britain's." Anyway, I'd emailed Anne-Marie Waters, and I'd give her a heads up. I've been asked this question: where do we stand? Literally, I think it was on a Friday when I was on Zero News. On Anne-Marie does her live streams for Britain on Monday. I think she does Wednesday, Thursday now. Back then it was just Monday.
She goes on Children's Matters a lot as well.
Yeah, well, this is where the relationship started. Monday, I'd emailed Anne-Marie and showed a live stream and said, "Look, I've been asked this." Then on Monday on live chat, like I said to him on Zero News, I said, "Go on, tune in and ask in the live chat." And they was all asking about this forced adoption thing. There were, I know that she's been going on Wake Up, and she's been. There was literally last week. There was a fantastic live stream that Anne-Marie Waters did with Sharon Binks and Katie Jane from Children Matters, and it's not the first one. Like I said,
I'm friends on Facebook with Sharon Binks, actually. I mean, actually got round to speaking to her, to be honest with you, but I want to join their calls and help them when this lockdown's down.
I mean,
start doing some fundraising, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'd got it with this question, said I couldn't answer it. Emailed anyway. Anne-Marie Waters said on the live chat there were people asking her about it, and she also was like, "Oh, I don't know about it," you know. So she'd, but instead of, like I said, it was just me, a new member. I'd only been a member a couple of months. Go on a live stream. She addressed my email. People on the live chat was addressing it, and unlike this is the leader of a political party, and instead of her saying coming up with some BS stuff, she said, "I don't really know much about it."
I know what you're going to say, what she's going to say, because she's spoken about this over the years, Anne-Marie Waters.
Yeah, she said, "I don't really know much about it. I want to know much more about it." And since she's been going, she has been doing live streams on Wake Up, and last week she did one with Sharon Binks, Katie Jane. She's been doing it all since last year when I'd been hit with this question on the Children Matters people.
She's been doing it for the last 5 years, Anne-Marie Waters, what I can gather. Without talking about, yeah. She's always been on that case on that, yeah.
All right. Well, she's we've now got what she's done is, like I said, instead of just ignoring it, there's now policies in the Forbidden Manifesto. You'd have to look on the Wake Up UK live stream. She's putting policies in place about this forced adoption stuff, and not just forced adoption, paedophilia, all that stuff. So last time I was on, Omar was.
I'll tell you what, Dan.
He was asking me about stuff, and I'm like, well, actually, now I can say for Britain do stand against, and there's policies against forced adoption.
That's one of the top priorities, stuff. I think, Anne-Marie. Well, it was ages ago because, she used to speak up about what Tommy got.
Yeah. I mean, 5 years ago, Forbidden didn't exist. That's why I said really. But yeah, she was in UKIP back then, weren't she?
Yeah.
I was surprised though, because I thought in UKIP she was just more focused on Islam when she was in UKIP.
Yeah, if they put a policy in for that, if
there is policies, the manifesto's been done.
No, but if they had that policy in about protecting children, trying to force a law for extra protection for them, then you're going to get my vote.
It's in.
The 2021
manifesto. Yeah, the 2021 manifesto. It's not been finalised completely, but I've downloaded the 2021 manifesto, and it keeps getting changed and tweaked. So it's not 100% finished, but these important issues on forced adoption, paedophilia, etc. They're all in the Forbidden Manifesto. You won't see Nigel Farage touching them issues because it's quite divisive.
No, you're right, Danny. You are so right. He's. Do you know what? People should not vote him in. Do you know that? Because he won't be for the working class. He'll be for himself and the upper class. You could tell that with Nigel Farage when he won the Brexit thing. He thought, I've done that. I've got my crew up. And that was it.
After leaving UKIP, I joined them just to just for the 2019 general election. It was literally 4 weeks after I'd left UKIP, joined them. I ended up running the frigging campaign in my constituency, and it actually did the best in the country. I weren't. They still send me emails now, and I'm like, why are you sending me emails? Because one of the things on their emails is if you've ever been a member of certain groups, you can't be a member of this new Reform Party. And I'm like, he didn't like Emery Waters, and you can guess which group's on his band list.
So, all right. Look, Jay gave me a free VIP thing to wake up.
Yeah.
And some of us YouTubers. So when Emery comes on, actually, Jay said the only way you're going to get people on is if you come over to my website, and so
this one's on his YouTube channel, though. I'm not a member of his website.
He's not on YouTube anymore, mate.
Well, no, this he is, because this
yeah,
live stream with Sharon Binks, Katie Jane.
How long ago was that then, Dan?
It was last week. Well, no, it weren't last week. Sorry, it was this week.
Nah.
Sorry, on Friday. So it was this week sometime, and it's on the Wake Up YouTube channel.
Me, Danny, can I just address something, Captain? I don't care about Busker or anyone else, right? I like everyone, regardless of their politics. If they're right with me, Steve's always been okay with me. Busker's always been okay with me. So I'm all right with Steve. Steve's always showed me respect. And so, Captain, please, you're trying to wind up things, yeah? Please stop it, mate, because I'm going to fucking kick you off in a minute, yeah? Please, yeah? I don't care.
No, look, Captain seems to be okay. Yeah, he's a bit confused, but I don't, there's some... I won't... he's not confused. He wants to be political. I just don't think he knows where his home is. So I've been trying to say to him that, like, you're not this... You're thinking you're one thing, but actually, when I hear you speak, you sound like you should be supporting for Britain, not the likes of Mark Gillett, Vanessa Lovin, etc. But that's for him to figure out, I suppose. But actually, well, yeah.
If you get a couple of members with all different backgrounds in your party, right, and supporters, then I might consider.
There is it's very diverse in for Britain.
Is Danny Roscoe a part of it?
Yeah, Danny Roscoe's a for Britain member.
Okay, yeah, I thought. And he's
the chairman of the London branch is a black guy. If you're on about colour of skin, but he's not a lefty. He's not Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean?
Is the stream? Hang on, I just got to check. Is the stream off? I thought that, Tina, because it went right down. I had.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at. Oh, have we gone? Have we been unplugged?
Hang on, mate. Bear with me. I'm so sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just looking at the chat. This Steve guy, do you know who he is? Steve. Because I think the captain was saying are you Steve Wild.
No, the stream's still on, Tina. It's still on.
I think the captain was saying are you Steve Wild.
No, the stream's still on, Tina. It's still on. It's still on. For some reason, I think the numbers are going back. Oh, look, it's gone back up again. Yeah. Sorry, mate. This bloody YouTube at the moment is driving me nuts.
Captain, bloody hell. I'd like Vinny to start a party. Captain. Vinny is never going to start a party, and if he did, he'd be starting from scratch.
He would have done it ages ago if he had a party. Mm-hmm.
Captain, Vinny is a coffee specialist. He's not a politician.
If Vinny wanted to party, he would have started that ages ago because he ain't a stupid bloke. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure he would have got a few backers. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's interested in a party, is he? So he they do their own group. If he did start their party, he would do the reality report. Do you know what I mean? But he's sort of like a activist plus journalist sort of thing, isn't it? So,
I mean, this Vinny guy. I mean, I never knew who he was before this year started, and he's It's only because I started going on YouTube, and
Mm.
he was on Wendy's, and yeah, it doesn't fill me with much hope when he was on Wendy's, and I've seen him on
Yeah.
Zubi. I was on Wendy's with him, and when I was giving him questions, the answers I were getting, I was thinking to myself,
Mm.
"You're not a nationalist. You just
Well, do you know what, Danny?
you're
He
in
was
it for
never,
yourself."
Danny
He's a
was
grifter.
he was never like that before. About 4 years ago, he wasn't like that before. I've never heard him
He's
speak like that before, and it's a bit of a shock, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah.
he's he don't strike me as intelligent either. I've watched him on Sabidas. Now, I've been on Zubidas. I've been on Zubidas with the PA lot, the Islamists, and I was making no bones about it, but I didn't like either of them. Vinny, when he went on, he was being very. He seemed to be very friendly with Islam, and he seemed to be licking Zubida's ass. And yeah, captain or no, you can tell me in live chat, Captain, because I know you used to watch Zubida's. You knew full well that I didn't ask like Islam when I went on her channel. I didn't ask like BA either. So, Vinny, yeah, if you're relying on Vinny, Captain, you need to seriously open your eyes because he's a grifter. He wants you to buy his coffee.
Actually, I think he's mate Luke Uncage is much better. To be honest with you, he talks a lot of sense, and he's got totally different views to Vinny. Even they're good friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do like Luke Uncage. I think he could be quite good actually with certain things. But obviously, if they will want to do it, I don't think they do. You know, I mean, Luke Uncage brings a bit of comedy to certain things. But I do like Luke. I've been on a stream with him, and I like him. He's got a sense of humour, and he's not one of these. You know, we all got our certain views, but he ain't like that. Do you know what I mean? He's not like that.
Yeah, I know who you're
Vinny,
talking about.
Vinny,
I've never watched videos of
Vinny
his,
as
but
a
I just
person,
block out comments.
Vinny as a person, and talking to him as a person, I quite like him as a person. What I knew of him when I spoke to him, yeah. But his views, I disagree with. But if you go out for a pint and you're just having a normal chit chat with him down the road or something, you would say he's quite a nice guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, these F nuts in the chat. I just want to point something out because Vinny's Irish. Vinny's Irish, and he's been on record as saying he's Irish. So when you go on about ethnicity, he's not English. He's Irish. Going off your version of ethno nationalism, Vinny should be deported because he's admitted that he's from Irish stock. So I think he said he's what is it? One of his parents is Irish. It was on that Luke and
I
Cage's
don't
show.
know.
So
I don't know.
yeah, no, I'm just saying. I mean, I've got
Mhm.
nothing against it, but yeah, it kind of, I'm saying it's a bit of a contradiction, isn't it, to their ideology?
Mhm.
Their ideology is ethno nationalism, and he's Irish part of, or is it English, or is it Irish British? Where
It
does
all
the
depends.
ethno
It all depends what
national?
part of Ireland
How
he's from. Is he from
how far
Southern Ireland?
concentrated does it go?
What is he part of? Southern Ireland, Northern Ireland, Republic? Well, I don't
I
know.
don't know. I just remember it was
I mean, Republic of Ireland's a
It's something
part
that
of Great
Jason
Britain, isn't
shared
it?
to me actually. It was off his Wake Up UK thing where Luke Uncage was interviewing him, and yeah, Vinny admitted that he's I mean, we all know he's not called Vinny Sullivan. I know what he's really called, but
Oh, so do
he's
I. Yeah.
he's I'm not going to dox him, but he admitted that he was Irish. So well,
Yeah. Do you know what? When people have got these views, right? Look, you could speak to anyone in the street. You could get on. Look, you could even speak to someone in your your main road where you live, like on your estate, and you just wouldn't think nothing about it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But and you think blah blah blah. Hi, Dupes.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
have we got more company?
I'm only here for 30 minutes and then I'm off. I've been to bed, can't sleep, got back up.
Hey, I'll
Oh,
tell you
God,
what,
that's
Jupes.
terrible.
What's he called? I forget what his name is. Who Raj was saying wasn't the real. Is it Triller?
Triller.
It was the real Triller. He jumped on. He was having a
Oh,
good conversation with Banksy. Actually, I mean, Banksy informed us we weren't live, but that Triller, yeah, he's not a good
yeah,
one.
I'd like to have a word with him because I think he's a bit two-faced and I wanted to
Oh,
sort
he's
of
an
like...
absolute tosser, Jupiter. He was just ranting at me about how evil Churchill was, and I was like saying to him, if it wasn't for Churchill, someone like you with brown skin wouldn't be alive, you ungrateful bugger. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah, I'd like to speak to him. He comes across as passive-aggressive to me.
he had a lot to say about British history, heritage, and culture, and it wasn't good. So yeah, Raj, I don't know where he stands with it all, but he seems to stick up for that one. I'd watch him if I were Raj, but that's down to him. I'm just. Banksy was
Yeah.
on there,
Well,
I
well,
think.
that's why I wanted to speak to Triller himself because I like Raj, but I do think Raj gets hoodwinked by his...
Yeah, I think he's been a bit misty-eyed, isn't he? It's like, oh well, he's a Sikh.
He's had pressure put on him. Reading between the lines over on Respect, they said they were going to put pressure on him. I know what they've done to him.
Yeah,
That's why I said to Raj, well done for spinning it. I mean, he has spun it in a good way, but yeah, they can't fool me. I know what's going on, but whatever.
yeah. No,
I'm more
that's it.
interested that you've got people like Captain still going on about Vinnie Sullivan in your side chat, and people like Steve bigging up PA. It's unbelievable.
Who is that, Steve? It's quite clear it's PA because he keeps going on about forbidden in chat. But we're a party and you're not. That's all I'll say to you.
Guys, I know it's an open platform, but really, I don't want to hear about these parties. To be honest with you, it's not a. This is not
We're
a.
just addressing the. We're addressing the
Not
chat.
you. I'm
though.
not talking to you, Danny. I'm talking to
Yeah.
Steve and
Well,
Captain.
yeah. Well,
If you want to promote your parties, promote them somewhere else. But this ain't a alt-right station.
yeah.
That's something we can all talk about. The Sadiq Khan committee that's going to remove statues, street names. I don't know if you've seen it, Dupes, but there's a channel called Maya Tusi. He's done a
Yeah, I like
fantastic
Maya.
video today. Oh, have you seen it, Dupes? With he's done a video on the people who's going on this committee to decide on statues and street names. One of them, he's got a video. It's an African guy who's obviously got a chip on his shoulder. It looks like Buckingham Palace or something. He'd stormed in, got within feet of the Queen, screaming about slavery, wanted them to apologise. Maya Tusi quite rightly jumped in and said that successive governments have already done that. Now, this guy, who got within feet of the Queen shouting abuse, is on that committee. There's another one who apparently was a far left political activist for ethnicities. She's African, and she's on record as saying she hates Britain, and she's on this committee to decide on whether statues get pulled down. And that's the main threat, Dupes, Marxism.
Yeah, no, I know that it's Marxism, but unfortunately, look, freedom for Britain. We have to. People keep saying don't punch right, but unfortunately, these Nazis are very far left. They're pretending to be far right. These people are a danger to us, and they're a danger to anybody that is right of centre, from slightly right of centre to conservative to further along. They're a danger because they try and betray us as racists, and they are the people that need to be exposed because they're the real racists. What they want for our country is sick. And anyone that follows PA need their head testing. They need to have their heads banged against the wall, but that's up to them. I mean, if they can't see that they are neo-Nazis and that they can't see that they are actually far left, extreme left, evil left, Hitler-esque, then I don't know. I don't know
Some people
what's going
can't.
on in there.
Some people can, and I do think there's probably some well-intentioned people who do follow on because they've seen what's happened last summer via this guy. But then when you look at the plan, like I say, you look at the plan. It's a national socialism, left wing. It's all forms of socialism's left wing, and it's not nationalist. Definitely not nationalist.
When you say don't vote, that leads down the road to no democracy, which leads on to fascism, which leads on to dictatorship. I'm sorry, I don't want to live in a dictatorship.
Yeah, the biggest
in
racist
Australia,
is the mayor of
yeah.
London, though. The biggest racist is the mayor of London. He's the one who's actively wanting to.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
I don't think any mayor of London should have the ability to remove statues that have been there
not
for
at
hundreds
all.
of years. And
he hasn't,
hundreds
he
of,
hasn't got that, has he? That's why he's setting up a committee, but obviously he's putting in a bias committee.
he's deciding on the committee for Jupiter. It's a committee of anti-British, left-wing Marxists who aren't from British stock. It's how dare they?
The problem we've got is that we've got a load of upper class cunts that think that they're going to tell the working class what they should be. And this is why I always say black and white unite, because the working class suffer at the bottom right across the board. Don't matter your colour, don't matter where you come from. If you're working class, these bastards are trying to rip us over. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, the black and white unite thing, they pretty much have united. I mean, we've got there's a lot of black people who went down to defend the Churchill when I was down there on June 13th. Danny Roscoe, they all seem to have joined.
Yep.
It seems to be the party that I've joined, or whatever name, that seems to be everyone's congregating around. That seems to be the major one. And yeah, so it's not blacks v whites, it's right v left, as in Marxists against patriots and anyone who isn't a Marxist. So it's just shows, though, don't it, how big, after decades of brainwashing, how big Marxism is by the scenes we saw in. But it's only big in London. You don't see. There was a Black Lives Matter congregation in Barnsley, actually, and I don't condone it, but someone drove past and threw a firework at them, and there was only about 20 of them, and they were Labour activists outside the town hall, and some van drove past. It's in the local rag, Barnsley Chronicle, Black Lives Matter protest. Some guy in a van drove past them and threw a bloody firework at them.
Well, Barnsley's quite a racist area, though, isn't it? Barnsley.
No, it's not racist. No, it's not racist at all.
It used to be.
No, the Liberal. It's a famous quote that by. There was a Liberal Democrat MP who didn't get voted in Barnsley, and he went on record as saying that Barnsley's the most racist town in England because it's 98% white. He didn't say any other reason. He just said it must be the most racist town in England. That's why I didn't get voted in, because it's 98% white. How does that equate?
Well, that's
to this?
wrong. That's a wrong saying. That it's like saying my town is, I say, 95% white, but there's not racists here. Do you know what I mean?
No. He was basing his thing. It was on it was a big thing. If you Google it, Liberal Democrat MP calls Barnsley racist or whatever, just types words similar to that. He was basing the fact that he didn't get elected in a Labour stronghold was because Barnsley's 98% white, which means it's racist just because it's 98% white. That was on the 2011 census. It's probably not 98% white now, I would imagine. Not visibly, I'm just saying it's probably not. But...
Yeah, I still think I think it's disgusting if you're going to throw fireworks at people. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. But just, I
don't agree in any form of violence. You can make political movements and you can do it in a political way.
it was a sign. I suppose. Yeah, I don't condone it, like I say, but it was a sign of you've got this group who've done, like I said, in my eyes, it was an act of war what they did to Churchill and the cenotaph. So
Yeah, but
it's
you have to understand what was going on there. That was Antifa. That was extreme left.
Yeah.
it was Black Lives
You had,
Matter.
you had people like Patriotic Alternative saying, "Oh, don't go, don't." They wanted they didn't mind if the statues got pulled down because they believe Hitler was right. I mean, that's how
Yeah,
fucked up.
yeah. That's on my channel. That actually, Mark Collette. After Black Lives Matter struck, Mark Collette, I've cut it. Mark Collette saying that he would be happy if Black Lives Matter pulled the statue of Winston Churchill down. That's on my channel.
See, and that's what I'm saying. That's when you know that these people are against British people. Look,
Yeah.
British people will be able to stand there and say, yeah, there were some things wrong with Churchill, but he won us the war. And at the end of the day, we should be able to remember him for that, because if not, we'd all be speaking German now. Look, I wouldn't be around because I've got brown eyes and brown.
I said the same things to Triller, Marge's mates, but Triller was like, no, that's not the case. Churchill was a bastard, blah, blah, blah.
He wanted to all black
So,
people.
you know what I mean? You hear that rhetoric from someone who's not white British, and you think to yourself, this is what I mean. It pushes people towards these radical
PA has got global.
organisations like PA. So there's well-intentioned people in there who's had enough, but they don't understand what it's actually National Socialist. So I won't condemn everyone who's like a member of it. I'll condemn the people who run it, but I won't condemn people for supporting it.
Right, so Steve, why do you say we should never have been in the war in the first place? Hitler started the war, we needed to finish it. I don't want to. I'm glad I'm not a German. And I look at people like Elron, I'm fucking proud of Britain.
Yeah.
Number one, I can't stand the fucking dodgy accent. And number two, I don't like the ideals that they've got. Fucking nasty.
And number three, bores me to fucking death.
Yeah, boring bastards. No wonder they're single.
Fucking hell. When I just turn off the conversation when he goes on. I just get. It's just like a robot, isn't it? Just a one-tone voice.
Yeah, it's monotonous. And he talks absolute nonsense and shit as well. He listens to everything that fucking Ralph says, and Ralph's a larper.
Oh, fucking hell. Ralph is just being a dickhead, isn't he, as usual? So is Sadiq Khan going to ask for Nelson Mandela's statue to go down then, is he?
Probably not.
Definitely not. Definitely not. He won't even come into the equation because it's not part of British history. It's only going to be looking at statues with British history.
Is it up to the Queen for it to say for the statues to go down?
No.
It's local councils, that's what it is. But he'll make the same mistake as he did with the roads, and people will just take action themselves. Look, at the end of the day, Priti Patel says something pretty good today in the Daily Mail. She said that she wouldn't take a knee if she was asked, and that ripping down the statues is abhorrent. So.
She says a lot of things, and she doesn't do any action, though, that woman.
That's because of Boris Johnson, though. That's because of Boris.
The government could put a stop to... No, it's because of Priti. She's the Home Office. Boris Johnson, yeah, he's a lefty. The government could put a stop to it, although the government could turn around and say to Sadiq Khan, you're not allowed to touch statues and change laws,
they probably will.
They could pull away. Well, no. This has been talked about since, last summer.
I don't think Boris is going to last that much longer.
So he needs to go.
So look at this stupid comment in the side chat, right? This Phil said, what do we call it? Hitler asked for peace on many occasions. Is he having a laugh? Hitler was a dirty double-crossing cunt.
Yeah. Steve, aren't you Australian? It's fucking red. Steve, I think you've been a bit brainwashed, mate. To be honest with you.
I was just about to say they get brainwashed by
They
these
do get brainwashed. It's very
these
brainwashed.
people. If they actually went and looked at the evidence themselves, they'd realise, you know.
A lot of them can't read properly, to be fair, though. Which is another scandal with our country, and I blame the government for it, because in a country where education is free from the age of 5 to 18, we shouldn't have illiterate people, but we do. We have plenty of them that can't read and write very well. And it's a sad indictment that it's actually white working class kids that are pushed right to the bottom when it comes to qualifications. Yeah.
And that's why I said Nigel Farage wouldn't be any good if we voted him in. He'd just be just as bad. He'd just be for his class and not for the working class.
Well,
We'd be mad to vote him in. We'd be mad, I'll tell you now.
From being in UKIP and even the Brexit Party, I can tell you Nigel Farage isn't for stopping immigration. He just wanted out of the EU. You get the emails I get sent.
Yeah, well, I don't want to stop immigration full stop. I want us to do responsible immigration.
Yeah, me as well.
That's all we had to do. That's all Tony Blair had to do. We wouldn't have had this fucking mess.
Tony Blair was he was
to blame.
This is why it makes me laugh when the white working class vote Labour. I mean, when in Tony Blair's government, there was they were chuckling about it. They were saying, they inflicted mass immigration, low-skilled workers onto the population, and they will. I think someone's on record as laughing and saying that'll shut up the racist working class, i.e., the white working class. And then you've still got strongholds like where I live that voted 72% to leave the EU and still voted Labour in the 2019 election because the granddad did. And it's like, Labour's not a working class party.
Do you know who were better off when he done this, Blair? Do you know the people that the countries the people went back come from? The ones who didn't want to stay here long, they earned their money, didn't keep the money in this country and went back to Poland and Latvia. I know that because I worked with one woman. She got a backdated pay of child benefit. And she was on a night duty with me. She said, "All right, I'm chucking in my job now. My child benefits come in, and that's going to last me for about 8 months over there." She went back to her native country.
I do remember when we had a war with Kosovo.
Yeah, and you know what else happened when they let all the Europeans in? All the fake marriages.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we had a war with Kosovo? I don't know about where you guys live, but where I lived, I think I was about 17, 18. No, I was about 17, 18 I was working in this warehouse, and there was quite a lot of Kosovan refugees. Well, not refugees, Kosovans working in agencies. Quite a lot of them. Visibly, you could see a lot of Kosovans. But they didn't last long, and you don't see any Kosovans now. In that town I was living in, I didn't see any Kosovans after a few years after. So it was quite obvious that Kosovans had come over here and then they'd gone back to their own country. But that was just that was a rarity, wasn't it? I can most of them stay. Or is it different where you live? Is there a Kosovan population where you guys live? Because they seem to have disappeared.
Back in 2000, they called my town Little Poland. That I have seen the same people are here for the last since 2004. So I've they've some of the Polish have have brought money into the by working hard, and the Latvians and that. We've got a load of Romanians coming. We did have quite a few Africans. They did stay for a while, but they haven't stayed. They're not here anymore. I think what's happened is they realised when people were putting up the extra rents of the house places in the town So basically, when all the Eastern Europeans came in, the rent would go up an extra 400 a month on top. Do you know what I mean? So they were wising up to it in the end, knowing they were getting conned after a few years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But it's,
yeah, I think we got a lot of Romanians now, and the crime has. I'm not being horrible or nothing, but the crime has gone up in my town. Yeah, for being a quiet town. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's just because of them, but I'm just saying as a whole. Do you know what I mean? There would be
I must-
crimes happening around here. We wouldn't had crimes, put it that way. Yeah.
yeah. I found myself in a northern paradise here. don't, yeah, don't have Romanians. Don't really see Polish either. It's just
I mean, when
English.
the Europeans came into my town, they were good as gold. They were brilliant to work with. Really hard workers, actually, and quite nice people.
It's
You know,
it's Muslims you get in the north of England. Like I say, my hometown's proper Islamified. But this town I've moved to, I've been here since 2014.
I mean, when the Africans, we had an influx of Africans, and they were really good here. We haven't got many Muslims here, but I think the only sort of Muslims we've got here is the ones who own the businesses, to be honest with you.
My hometown Rochdale's riddled with them. That's why I'm not there anymore.
I remember they said they were going to take over Rochdale years and years ago when I was a kid, actually. I remember someone saying,
It's a shithole now. Absolute shithole. And it's a shithole because of them.
do you think so, or do you think it's because the council didn't put money into the town?
No, it's because, like I said, it's not just me who don't live in Rochdale anymore. My whole family don't live, but my whole family don't live where I am. Like my mum and dad live in Ashford, Kent now.
I'm not being horrible or nothing, but most places up north years and years ago was a bit of a hellhole, wasn't it? Some places up north.
This town I live in now, like I say, it's 98% white. It's not. It's same size as Rochdale. It's how I remembered Rochdale to be when I was a kid. Rochdale now, it's gone to the dogs. And it's not just...
what do you think of Burnley?
Burnley's Burnley's a bit of a small... It's a lot smaller than Rochdale, Burnley. It's amazing when you go to Burnley because you go over hill.
Yeah, because I've been to Burnley. And
you go over hill. And because they've got this football team in Premier League and they've always been a top... They weren't in Premier League when I was a kid. They used to be in Division 4 with Rochdale. That was
their fans are white bastards.
But they've always got this. You go over hill and you see this big stadium, and it's a village. It's a tiny village.
Yeah.
A
rough village, though. A rough village.
Yeah.
God, I'm happy with Brentford at the moment. We're 21 games unbeaten now, top of the league. We've got Barnsley on Sunday.
My team are 18th, but we was up until 2 games ago the top goal scorers in League One, but we were still 18th because we concede a lot.
Oh, I thought you was a Barnsley fan.
No, I'm a Rochdale fan. I'm from Rochdale.
We've got Barnsley Sunday, so hopefully we'll win 20. We'll be our 22nd game unbeaten. But I reckon we'll lose our winning streak to QPR. We're live on telly Sunday. It's annoying. Fucking mental.
Oh, is that a derby, QPR? It's a derby, isn't it?
Yeah, QPR and Fulham. We're literally about 2 miles apart.
Yeah.
I mean,
I did work experience when I was about 17. I was doing a college course. I had to do work experience. I worked at the Hurlingham Club. And
we're
in Fulham, but I lived in Hounslow.
Oh, right. Brentford's right. Well, Brentford's about, 5 minutes away from Hounslow?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's in between Ealing.
That was a very...
rough area, yeah.
Well, that was no, it was a Indian. I think they were in very Indian
Mostly
area.
Sikhs over Hounslow Way.
Yeah.
Mostly Sikhs. We, where I was brought up in West London, East Acton, round Shepherd's Bush, where we had mostly Sikhs when I was here, but it's mostly Somalians and Muslim people over that way. But then you got nearby, you got like Southall, Norfolk, and
Yeah.
which is okay. Actually, these parts of West London are okay. You don't really get much trouble, you know, with the community. The communities actually integrate quite well in that part of West London. Yeah, with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no really any segregation. I don't know if it's changed now. Yeah,
Probably not. Well, I don't.
yeah. So
It was.
when I was grew up as a kid, it was one of the areas where we were. It was, I think, was a bit more less right. Look, that's what I could see of it. But obviously, I wasn't, you know, black. I'm not black, but
I
yeah.
didn't really venture out much. Where it was. It was just an house I rented for Hounslows. It was a rented house. I shared it with a. I think she was a student, a Polish student, and
Very rough
on
area.
the on. It didn't seem rough. It was just like
No, it is now.
me
You
and
got
this
felt.
Polish girl lived in a house, and there
You
was
got
the only white
Feltham.
people
You
on the
got
street.
Feltham round. You got Feltham nearby as well, which is really, and West Drayton, which is really rough. Yeah.
There was a services because all I did was drive. I mean, at weekend I used to drive back up to Rochdale and spend it up there.
Yeah.
There was a services on the M4. It was in the flight path of Heathrow, and if you come off the M4 at services, there was there's a barrier that was always open. You went through the barrier and you found the house. I didn't venture around much.
Right, Danny, I'm gonna go sleep, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off too.
Good night, all. I feel really
Good night.
tired this morning. Yeah. I will do a log stream tomorrow, today later. I will. Anybody's interested in doing a football stream, football afternoon today? If anybody's interested.
Or are you going to be streaming again?
I might come on in the afternoon because it's football afternoon, isn't it? So I always do a football afternoon, put the scores up and that.
Yeah.
No, I'm launching a football channel very soon. So
all right.
Yeah, a panel one. So if you've got mates and that,
I'll be able to give you my expertise on Rochdale.
well, I want all kinds coming on, mate. We'll talk about everyone.
I'm actually thinking. How do you think it'd go down? Because I'm really against this bending of the knee, and I'm thinking of getting. I don't know which is the best way to word it. I'm thinking of getting a banner and going to my team Rochdale, a big banner for when the players come in.
Well, if I protest about that in my team, I'll get an instant life ban.
And like YouTube it, and I'm thinking either White Lives Matter on the banner, or it's
Did you see
to
that
be
black
white.
footballer spoke out against needing? What was his name? Carl Taylor. Played for Charlton and that, you know. He's black and he's spoken out against Black Lives Matter and that.
Yeah.
And taking a knee. And I know Crystal Palace have told their players you're not taking a knee. I know they've done
Crystal
it.
Palace are sellouts, though, aren't they? Because when they played Millwall, they scored a goal and then they all took the knee as the celebration. And I thought, how does that work out when they don't take the knee?
Yeah,
Not
me
Crystal
personally,
Palace, Queen's Park
the only
Rangers.
person I'd take a knee to would be my future wife and my son. Yeah, you know, my young lad. Yeah, but I don't think anybody should take the knee for anyone in this day and age. Yeah.
No, well, this Black Lives Matter
Not because it's
needs
Black
to
Lives
stop.
Matter. Anything. I don't think we should take the knee to the Queen either. Yeah. You know, I just think it's degrading to anybody who has to do it. Me personally.
It's just for the organisation that they're taking a knee down to. But knows me, I'm thinking getting a banner, doing a
But
tour of football
is it an
stadiums.
issue to me if I go to a football match to see the players do it? No, I don't find it a bit. You know, I'm not going to be one of these guys who are really going to be like pissed off about it. You know, because they're just taking a knee for a couple of seconds. Do you know
Oh
what I
no,
mean?
I will. I've already been on Facebook groups with
I
Rochdale fans.
rather
I'm gonna be
do.
booing. I'm gonna be
I
booing.
rather do something more more destructive, fighting against racism in football and
I
doing
want.
things and taking
I
the
want.
lead, because taking the lead that won't take away racism out of sport. Yeah, if you really care about racism in sport, we've got to be more active and doing more positive things towards it.
Well, this
Yeah.
if you look at recent reports, it's actually increased racism in football. They've been taking a
Yeah,
knee,
but I'm going to
and they're
tell
all
you
getting
something
attacked
about this, Danny.
on social media, and that's
I
down
saw
to Black Lives Matter. That
I saw a video, a leaked video. The far lefty said they were going to attack football grounds and put plants in. Yeah, and if you look at the situation, right, Chelsea had a few incidents, right? Okay, target that. My team now has had a few incidents, and we've never had it down there, never. So I just think there's something not quite right happening at the moment. You know, something underhanded's happening, and football clubs are getting targeted because they all know if they target the football clubs, then it have to be in the papers. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm not saying that a lot of them ain't been real, but I did see a leaked video saying they were gonna do that to get their agenda through. And it's not
What do you
nice. It's not nice for the player if they have put plants in the grounds. You know.
what do you think's better wording for when the players arrive at a stadium? A big banner that says "White Lives Matter," or a big banner that says "It's
No,
okay to be
I
white."
say I
It's
don't.
okay to be white. All lives matter.
I know all lives matter. Yeah,
Yeah, so
all lives
it's
matter.
okay. No, it has to be either white lives matter or it's okay to be white. All lives matter.
No, man, no. You don't need to do that. All lives are. What I would
Oh,
put.
it has to have white in there because I'm
Oh
against.
yeah, but what I would put is no taking the knee, but
I'm against the
race.
replacement of the white population. So
You're sounding outright, Danny.
no, it's not all white. It's we are being
I
replaced
said
by
alt-right,
massive
you're
niggers.
standing there. No, I would put
The left would call me all
why
white.
put why sit Neil on the knee when we could do something more positive to stop racism at football. Yeah.
It has to be on a banner though. I can't have a big speech, so I think that'll be all right. But it's okay to be white.
I just think
All
you're going to
lives
get
matter.
yourself. Me personally, I think if we want to oppose it, you got to do it a bit. You know, you got to sounding like with unity with people. Do you know what I mean? I say taking a knee to someone is I would put a message like take a knee is degrading or something. Put a message in like that. Yeah. But you know. Right, Dan, I've got to go sleep now.
Yeah. I'm
All right,
going
come
as
back
well.
on later
All right.
tonight. I'll be back on. Bye,
Yeah,
gang.
no worries. All right.
See
Bye
you
bye.
later. Bye bye. Bye bye.